It's okay. We can talk right through this. Gang, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. You got the boys here today with you. It's your saltwater guide and Justin, Pablo, and Al hanging out, talking fishing. These guys had both of Al and Justin had a phenomenal weekend of fishing. We're going to talk to both of them about it. And Pablo, all checked out, got his oil changed and everything on his body, and he's all ready to go and start slaying. He's got trips this week. So we got a lot to talk about, gang. It's Promar Ahi USA Monday. And what an appropriate thing to have on a Monday, Justin, after that phenomenal night you just had with Brian on the boat. This rolls perfect right into our show today, gang. Thank you all for joining us today. Thanks for watching our live podcast out on the water when Justin's out fishing. My gosh, I couldn't even tell you how many people watched that show the other night. It was just warm up for the Super Bowl. And Justin, thank you for putting together a great group of guys. That was just a fun night. Can you tell everybody that missed it how bitching it was?
It was bitching. Hey, you messed up your microphone or something. You sound real muffled.
Uh-oh.
There
Darn.
you go.
That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Speak into the mic. Speak into the mic.
That's what I try to tell Kelly every night. Oh, shoot. Was this thing on? Oh.
It sounds way better now. It was all muffled a second ago.
Yep, it's swinging around. Marley's got the room all readjusted here. You might see him running around up there. He's eating a bunch of worms right now. But Justin, tell us about what happened Friday night, because I'm trying to download the show, but I can't get it downloaded. We'll have it all together for tomorrow's show.
Oh, so we went out, took out Renee, some of his friends, Brian with Promar. And it's funny because Brian at the very beginning was like, man, I don't know what's going on with this season, but every time I've been out, we catch like one keeper, maybe we catch this. I'm all, well, we'll have fun. He's all, what? I'm all, we'll have fun. He's all right, no problem. And it just, everything lined up, all the stars and clouds and rain lined up for us. And
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
limit for everybody.
Yeah.
They're all big. The average size was 3.5 pounds. That was average.
If you're at a point right now, Brian, where you can jump on here, you still have the link. I thought maybe you were busy. Jump on right now with us and talk about it. It's cool. I see you lurking over there in the comment section. What an incredible night, though. The biggest lobster was what, 8 pounds, 4 ounces?
Yeah, something like that. 8.4, 8.7, 8 something.
And you had a lot of 5-pounders. My gosh, it was just incredible over and over again as that net would clear the rail, gang. I'd be like, Kelly, look at this one. Oh my gosh, look at that one. It was incredible. You didn't have to measure very many, huh?
No, we had a total of 4 shorts. It was pretty dang good. This rain.
Pretty good.
And then we have
that was epic.
Huh?
I would say that's epic.
Yeah. We have another phenomenal rainstorm coming Wednesday and Thursday. I'm thinking of doing a little scouting. I found some new area that's not on any charts or anything. But I'm thinking about going out in the midst of all this heavy downpour rain and going scouting. So I may take 1 or 2 people. We'll see. Maybe. Maybe.
Well, somebody better maybe call you if they want to go, huh?
Yeah, I know Anthony for sure wants to go. And I think Bob for sure wants to go. And then maybe I'll take 1 more person. I'm not sure. But we're going to go in a downpour rain. So it'll be good. I'm going to scout a new area.
All right. That sounds pretty exciting. That sounds pretty awesome. I would like, maybe I can come up and go if I'm really good.
Brent said it was like the Super Bowl of lobster. No, the Super Bowl sucked. That's horrible.
Unless you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Right? It was just horrible, period. I don't know. The whole thing was horrible to me.
That's why we don't watch Kneel Down Sports.
Yeah. What's that, Pablo?
Dave, I sent Dave the picture that Renee sent me. I just texted it to you, Dave. I don't know if you could.
Oh, I just got it. Yep. Oh, perfect. I'll try to put that up right now while we're talking.
Or are you
Yeah.
looking for pictures?
No,
Oh, yeah. Renee
I don't
sent me a
want any
picture.
pictures from you, Justin. For God's
Yeah, no
sake.
pictures from you, Justin.
Oh, okay. I was gonna send you a sexy picture. No, I'm just
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Are you
wait a minute. I have one of you somewhere.
are you washing the dogs naked?
How'd you know?
Oh yeah, look at that. Holy guacamole. Look at Brian all happy in that picture. My goodness.
I know. Finally, Brian's happy, huh?
You know what was really cool, Justin?
What's that?
John Brett's a president of product development at Okuma, called me up on Friday morning and asked if I had any spots. And I go, hey, call Justin. And I go, and do exactly what he tells you to do, and you'll be fine. And I'm telling you, he took the president of Okuma, Alan, and him, and one other guy from the office, and they went out there and they did everything you said, Justin, all the way down to what kind of bait to use. They used the bait you told them to. They wanted to use salmon heads, but we guilted them out of that.
Yeah,
And-
so that's one thing that we didn't tell everybody is while we go on every day, pretty much every single day, we get multiple phone calls from members and text messages and so on and so on. And what was it? You called me Friday, right? Friday, Dave calls, or Saturday morning. Saturday morning, Dave calls and said, "Hey, John Bretza from Okuma is going to be going out there, and can you give him a call? Tell him where to go." I said, "Definitely, I'll call him." So I called him, told him exactly what to use, where to go, what to do, what to look for, so on and so on and so on. And for those of you watching us on the live show, you kept hearing Dave ask me, "Have I talked to John? Have I talked to John?" Well, that's who he was talking about. So because we talked to different people on the water, I was also talking to Jason Lawler on the Amigo. You heard him on the radio talking to me, and I couldn't get a hold of John for some reason. I think because the radio channel that we're on, if you don't have an MMSI number set up, you can't reach me. So you can't get a hold of me. So I think that's what the issue was, that they couldn't get a hold of me. But how did they do, Dave?
He got 12 lobsters up to like 6.5 pounds. It was the time of their lives. They got a handful of shorts, but he just said it was just absolutely incredible. And what he was blown away most about was that you were more than willing to tell him exactly where to go. And you kind of, he didn't want everybody to know, but you kind of gave him your go-to spot, which really, I'm telling you, you're going to have a hard time buying a reel from now on.
Yeah, I gave him my number one go-to spot that I don't take anybody to except for the kids.
Yep, and he was pretty stoked with that. I'm telling you, gang. Justin and I and Pablo and Al have talked to you guys about how the end of the season's always the best. Well, if you guys are watching what Justin's doing right now, and you're going to get to see Pablo out there doing it, we aren't lying when we tell you it's the best, because it can't be any good. It can't be any gooder than it is right now. It's
And it's going to get even gooder.
Yep.
It's getting gooder.
Gooder.
But didn't we warn everybody in the very beginning? Every single year, the same exact thing. Dave shares with everyone exactly when the lobsters are going to crawl. The end of the season. And if you notice, every single female lobster is pasted. Every single one.
Look at that. That was the night before with Lisa and her family.
Yeah.
Look at that, gang. Look at these lobsters, but look deep in the picture. Those of you that are looking at it on your big screen TV, look at the size of these lobsters, gang. And now, the reason why we're showing you these pictures, and I want you to all understand, there are people on the internet that are telling us that the lobsters are fished out. This is inside Long Beach Harbor. This has been being fished full speed since 2006, 2007. These spots have been fished hard and hard and hard. But look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that picture. Look at the size of those lobsters, you guys. This is Long Beach Harbor again. This is the fantasy that the mainstream media is trying to feed you all. This is look at that. Look at that lobster Brian's got there. This is what we're trying to tell you, gang. There is no lack of lobsters. There's no lack of sand bass. There's no lack of calico bass. There's no lack of largemouth bass in the lakes either, right? It's all about knowing how to fish. We're going to show you some stuff Al did a little bit later. Captain Al went Super Bowl largemouth bass fishing yesterday in a lake that Al personally told me he's been fishing it since he was a little kid. And he caught a bunch of largemouth bass, and he's going to give them to Justin because Justin's going to use them for lobster bait. Yeah, there you go. That'll make a bunch of you cry.
They work really good for catching crawdads. They really smell. No, they do. We used to use them for crawdads for catching our crawdads.
What, largemouth bass?
Yeah.
Nice.
Carcass.
I saw some of the pictures you sent me out. Look like you may have been eating those.
No, those 4.5 pounds and bigger, I let them go.
Why? They're
Just
too tough.
They're all full of eggs, and
That's even a better time to take them.
It's a small lake, so all these tournaments and everything that we could vacuum them out of there pretty quick at the lake.
I'm just kidding. All you tree huggers, relax, relax. We're just kidding. There's a lot of humor that goes on this show. And there's a lot of humor that's going to go on at the PCS show. But, Justin, just the amount of quality lobsters up there in Long Beach. These are the same spots you were fishing in the beginning of the season and you were catching nothing.
Yeah. So I wanted to make it very clear to everyone also, because I had someone on the boat a week and a half ago. I'm not like all the other six-pack charters that I don't go to the same spot over and over and over and over and over again. I hit different spots, and it's just me. I like to go and see what's moving over there and so on and so on. And every single one of these pictures and stuff that you're seeing, it's not the same spot. It's always different spots I go to. So I'm bouncing around. All the spots are at Your Saltwater Guide. You can find all the spots right there. But I bounce around all the way from San Pedro area all the way over to near Alamitos Bay. So always something different. And sometimes I go way back, way back in the harbors, out near some bridges and stuff. But yeah, that's just what I do.
It's called the milk run, Justin.
Yeah. I love hitting. If you hit the same spot over and over again, it gets boring. Just you're putting it in the same exact spot. You're just hoping for the best. I love hitting new spots every time I go out. Just hit different spots all the time and see what goes on. That's how we get those big ones too.
Hey, Kevin, Cubby, Paul, good to see you, buddy. We're all excited. You keep feeling better, bud. We all want to see you at the PCS show. Captain Al is dying to take you in that back bay. So keep feeling better all the time. And you got carte blanche with Pablo or Al or Justin, whoever you want to fish with. We want to be the guys that take you the first time you get to go fishing when you recover. We want to be them, right, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
I'll take Cubby. Come on over, Cubby.
And Cubby is my buddy, my pal. We've been buddies for a very, very long time. He's one of the very few captains that have ever won the Bisbees, and he's seen so much cool stuff. But you know what he doesn't ever miss, Justin? He never misses a live show. He's on every single one. He loves it. He loves watching. Yeah, I'm just trying to get these pictures for you, Al, while we're talking. So keep talking. Don't think about what I'm doing, gang. Justin, are you going to try to open party anymore before the end of the season? We're almost out of time, right?
We're almost out of time, but I don't know if I have any more dates available. I told everyone the other day on the live show to book up, and only a few people did, and I only had a few spots. So
there you go. Well, you know who's got some availability is Pablo.
Yeah, Pablo and Al.
Right?
Yeah. This month.
Al doesn't want a hoop net. Al does not want to hoop net.
I don't enjoy it no more. I'm done.
He doesn't want to do it. We tried it. It's too damn cold. It's too damn late. And he's too damn old.
All my lobster tips are going to YouTube. I don't need them. I'm on a schedule. It's like 4:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's my schedule.
I have March 3rd and 11th, and that's it. That's only 2 days. March 3rd and March 11th. That's it.
So call Pablo, you guys.
Well, there you go.
I got yeah, I'm wide open February. I just have a trip this Saturday, I believe, and then I'm doing open parties for the rest of the season. Come March 1st, I got to pull the boat out of the water because they're rebuilding our docks. So I will be able to do trips after that, but it's going to have to, I need a few days notice at least so I can get it back in the water for the trip.
Well, you won't be able to because you'll be at the PCS show. And
well, yeah, so the 5th, 6th, 7th,
yeah,
8th, 9th. Right. So the 5th through the 9th, I can't do it, but yeah, any other time before or after that, I'm ready to go, and I'll do open parties. I'll even go with 3.
Yeah, the under over. We're gonna start the betting here in a few days. We're gonna start the betting on the under over. What time will Pablo show up at the show?
I'm gonna sleep in the parking lot the night before.
That would make all of our day, because yeah, Captain Al, Captain Pablo, Captain Justin, Captain Bill, everybody's gonna be there, Pablo. So let's have fun with it. Let's film. Let's go live from the show floor. Right?
Oh yeah, that'll be a blast.
Absolutely. So, gang, if you want to go, it sounds like Justin's going to be sold out here by the end of this show today. If you want to go, you want to get with Pablo. And Pablo had no shortage of lobsters at the end of the season last year. They're not quite as big as the ones in Long Beach Harbor, but there's still some beautiful lobsters in Mission Bay. And if you guys remember, Pablo was on them last year. He was making some phenomenal posts, some great videos, and making a lot of our members super happy. So don't think just because you can't get out with Justin, there's no reason to go. Mission Bay is a beautiful place to hoop net. There's so many different things you can do there, Pablo, like you did with Joey that night, going over to the Barefoot Bar. I mean, talk about a little bit of that while I'm loading Al's pictures.
Oh, yeah, man. The Barefoot Bar is a blast. And, it's super fun with the kids and everything. They got that saltwater pond that's got the yellowtail in there and sharks. It's got everything in there. I mean, there's sheephead in there. There's lobster in there. There's rays. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Spotties. And it's real fun. You just walk over the bridge and we throw a little bait down there and see if we can get those guys to go. Usually after a fishing trip with a family, I'll take them over there, and the kids just absolutely love it. And at nighttime, it's so fun because we'll go out there and we'll deploy all of our hoops, and we'll make our way over there to the Barefoot Bar. Kids will go in there, get some French fries and a soda or something, come back out on the boat, and then you're like, oh, yeah, it's time to go pick up the hoops. Then you cruise back, and you almost feel like you abandoned them. But you cruise back and start pulling and grab your lobsters. And scales came. We went over there at least two times, maybe 3 times. I don't remember. But, yeah, it's a blast. And it's a kind of a novelty that you can do in Mission Bay. And since Al's not doing San Diego Harbor, we'll go down there and poach there too if you guys are really down for that. But we might not need to because deuces. And I know where to go locally. And they're everywhere, man. This is the best time of the year to go.
The guys in San Diego Bay in my circle have been struggling. It's been freaking brutal in San Diego Bay.
They got to follow the plan, Al.
So
you got to make them a plan.
No, I mean, we all fish the same stuff, and they're all crying right now.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people, even our members, like, just getting a couple here or there or not seeing anything. But, it's like we always say, you just got to keep doing it because
Right.
like Justin's perfect example, he was hitting these same spots beginning of the season and now he's whacking them. And that's what you got to do. You can't just go all in at one spot. And I know you're not, Al. I'm not saying you are or your buddies are.
Al ain't even doing
I know
it.
he's not doing it, but you know what I mean? I'm just saying we just got to keep working everything that we know produces, and something's got to produce. That's the bottom line. Sometimes it's like, hopefully one and done. Sometimes you got to work for it, and I don't mind working for it. And you kind of read the crowd. If everybody's stoked, a good time, and they want to fish hard, we're going to go, do whatever we got to do to fill those buckets that they take home.
So, Captain Al, tell me what made you decide to go largemouth bass fishing yesterday with that beautiful back bay of San Diego right there? What made you
It's
go
all
do
timing,
this?
man. The
Yeah.
lakes are getting ready to pop, so I get bored doing the same thing over and over. I gotta, I'm very versatile, so I love fishing for largemouth bass. And I took the grandkids to El Cap on Saturday for about 15 little 2-pounders. They had a blast. And Sunday, I'm like, I'm gonna go get some Zen time and go do some research at Lake Otay. And that was result. Those were the 5 biggest ones out of 35 of them.
That's insane. Look at that.
Yeah, it was one spot. I never moved. In fact, my batteries got really low because I had the spot lock on most of the day.
Yeah, and Brent, we can see everything you're saying. I don't know who's telling you they can't see. I saw your post, Pablo's in San Diego, correct? For some reason, my comments aren't showing up. We see all your comments, see Wolf. So deep breath. Everything will be okay. We got you. And Captain Al, that when you sent me that picture yesterday, I was shocked because I thought you were going in the back bay with the kids, and then you send me this picture. I'm like, look at these largemouth. Now, I used to catch them like that, but I was cheating. I was using goldfish for bait. I know you're not supposed to do that, but remember, it's all about me when I go
Right.
fishing.
Well, this time of year, they're looking for crawdads. They want a bunch of calcium to get nice and fat before they spawn. So I caught all those on a Carolina rig with a 1-ounce weight and a creature bait, and it was so good that they were literally eating it, dead sticking it. I mean, stopped. You'd be sitting there, and all of a sudden, 30% of them ate it completely stopped. It was cool. It was really cool. It was one of those magical days. That that'll
It
win a
looks
derby around here any day of the week. It was 23.8 pounds for 5.
that is a phenomenal day of largemouth bass fishing. You said you caught 30
Yeah,
or
about
40
about
fish.
32, 33, something like that.
That's pretty
Yeah.
damn good. Justin, how many lobsters did you catch on Saturday night?
31, 30.
So Al caught more largemouth than you caught
Yeah,
lobsters.
that's cool.
Yeah, and I got to sleep all night. I
And then
got to sleep all night before I went fishing too.
yeah, you did in a nice warm bed.
Yeah.
Hey, but
So,
I
yeah.
know this. I know we always talk about saltwater fishing, but when it comes to me, man, I like to fish for everything. And I do have a guide's license, so I have 3 boats: the 2 saltwater boats and a 20-foot Ranger bass boat, fully loaded. It's an old one, but it's in really good shape. And I do guide in the lakes at $700 for 8 hours in the lakes. If anybody wants to get on the springtime bass fishing, it's just starting right now. So I mean, I had some buddies of mine, old timers that have been fishing there all their life too, pull up on me and ask me how I was doing. And I asked them how they were doing, and they only had 2. So, some days you can get on a nest of them and really whack them, and some days you really got to work for them.
It's kind of
Right.
like fishing. Oh, wait a minute. It is fishing. So that's how you can get a hold of Captain Al, gang. The QR code and the phone number's up there. I'm going to put Pablo's up here in a minute. Justin, he can't even take another person fishing if he wanted it to. He's booked every dang day. He's got that open party trip coming up, though. He's going to throw together for you guys, but then he's going to be super busy at the PCS show, too. This whole lobster thing's coming to an end, and you guys are going to look back at this season and go, dang, we should have gone with Pablo. So make sure you give these guys a call and get out with them as sooner than later,
Right.
because it's going to be over. You're going to look up and go, how is it over? And it's over on what's the date that it's over,
March
Justin?
19th, yeah.
That'll be here so fast, it'll make your head
I got
spin.
some.
There you go. That's how you get a hold of Pablo right there.
So Charter Master Lisa put together an open party trip for those that want to join. There's 3 spots available, and it's $220 per person, local. It's this Sunday, the 16th. So there's 3 spots available. This
And
Sunday.
it's going to be right after the rain.
It may be good.
Yeah, that's a high possibility, right?
Yeah, it's a good possibility. It may be good. I would recommend you do it because it's going to book up here soon.
And Pablo, give everybody your number again while I'm loading these pictures.
Yeah, get a hold of me at 619-431-3070. Except for, well, not Saturday. I got a trip Saturday, but if you want to take your sweetheart out on Valentine's Day, I think that's Friday, right?
Yeah.
And then, or Sunday, or any day you want to this week, actually, I'm available. So everything except for Saturday.
You're gonna put something together on Friday?
Yeah, why not?
You're leaving your wife? What?
Maybe
money first. Work first.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Yeah.
He's got a cool wife. She's down with it, man.
Right.
Work, honey.
That's right. She's sick of me. I've been home waiting.
She's like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that'll be her Valentine's treat.
Hey, fishing wise with me, the Riviera has been in maintenance mode, and the motor stuff should be done tomorrow night. And I went through the whole thing, but anyway, that boat will be up and running starting Wednesday. And I'm offering, I do a 8-hour Coronado Island trip on the Riviera, one to 6 people. And I also do a full day down there. And I'm taking $200 off the 3/4 day or the full day for the next couple months. If somebody wants to go down and load up on the cod and the lean cod and maybe get some yo-yo iron yellows. So
It's season's coming faster than you know it, gang. You're going to be like, how did this happen? So look at, this is the picture I was trying to load, Justin. This is what, gang, this is how cool this website, Your Saltwater Guide, is. When you call Pablo, he answers the phone. When you call Al, Al answers the phone. When you call me, I answer the phone. When you call Bill, he answers the phone. And then this part's going to blow your mind. Justin, who's out fishing almost every night of the week out there hoop netting, he answers the phone, and then he sends you to where they are. Look at, this is John Bretta. You guys have seen him on the show, the president of product development over at Okuma. Check this picture out. I don't know anybody that wouldn't be happy with this picture. Look at those lobsters, Justin. Look at those things.
That's so cool. Yeah, John Bretta was there. The owner of Okuma was there. Everyone was there. It was pretty cool. Pretty spectacular.
Pretty amazing night, and it was just because he reached out and asked a question. That's part of being a member of the website, gang. If you're part of our website, you're family. We're going to take care of you. The last thing Captain Al wants to see is you go and have a bad trip anywhere on the water. As long as you're a member, we're going to make dang sure that it's not a bad trip. Or if it is, we're going to be able to know why it was, because conditions suck, because it was blowing the wrong way, because you were using the wrong bait, because you chose not to anchor, whatever it is. By calling us and talking to us, you call Al after you take all his information and you go do what he told you to do, and then you call him up and tell him it didn't work. I guarantee you we're going to find out you left one piece of the puzzle out.
Maybe two.
Same with when you call Pablo. It's just, a guy called me up the other day. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but guy calls me up, new member, going to Catalina. Give him everything he could possibly want. If the wind's blowing this way, if the wind's blowing that way, Him and his son went over to the island. I had it set up so they could whale on him. He called me back that night, and he's all, Cap, it was really slow. And I'm all, okay. Where did you anchor? Oh, we didn't anchor. I don't know. I talked to him till my head almost fell off. I told him exactly where to drop the anchor, exactly why to drop the anchor at the spots. And I can't. Here's the thing, gang. Our website is set up to fish the way Pablo's fishes. It's set up to fish the way Al fishes. It's set up to fish the way Justin fishes. It's set up the way that I fish. If you're going to take advice from Justin, Pablo, Al, or myself, we don't know how you fish, nor do the four of us want. We don't want to know how you fish. Our time's too valuable. We know what works for each of us. So when you call one of us and you ask us what to do and we tell you exactly what we would do if we were there, we're not just sharing a bunch of words that we just have a bunch of words left over because we didn't bug our wives with them. We're telling you the truth. And John Brett's a perfect example. He followed it all the way to where he wanted to use salmon heads, but Justin and I both guilted him out of that and told him what we use is fresh sardines. And look at how well it worked out for him. And the same thing happens. I mean, how many people have called you, Al, after you told them, and they call you up and they've just had the best day of fishing in their whole life?
A lot of them.
Right? In so many posts, Pablo, so many, we can put our finger on it, at least 100 posts on the website where you change people's lives. You absolutely change their lives. They went to that spot 100 times, never caught anything. They went there and fished the way you told them to. And it's just absolutely, for me, what I think is this is the best website that there could possibly be because of the camaraderie you get with the guides. This has never been done before, right? Al, you've been a guide for 40 years.
You have to read and make calls and get a bunch of lies. Call up your buddies. And some of them are close buddies and they're lying. I'll tell somebody that, one of my buddies, if they call me for information, I won't lie to them, but I'll tell them straight up, I'm not telling you if it comes to that situation. And it was like that for a million years. And now, Dave tried to keep getting a hold of me and told me what we were doing. I'm like, you're crazy. And here I am.
Yeah. Pablo, you'd love this story. For so long, Captain Al and I, we talked. We were on Let's Talk Hookup like right after each other many, many times on the weekends. And then we would talk once in a great while on the phone. And I would just tell him, are you ready yet? Nope, not ready. I'm not coming over there. You guys give them everything. I'm not giving them my stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, just let me know. I'm standing by. My people would love to know what you know. Pablo, the same thing happened with you when you and Kate decided to start your charter boat business. First thing I said was, will you please work with me and Justin? Because it was just me and Justin. And then you came on and you changed the landscape down there in Mission Bay, which was absolutely phenomenal. And I can't thank you enough. All of you guys, you've made it so much easier for me. I used to have to put the game plans together by calling 10 captains in San Diego and trying to piece together, like Al said, what was truth and what wasn't truth. When you're trying to put the game plans together, gang, and you don't have real information, like some of the other websites, they don't have real-time information. They got information because they read the fish count at the end of the day, and they can kind of try to guess, and they use AIS a lot when they're making theirs. We're the only guys that are out on the water every day. You're not going to find very many days where one of those guys that are in front of you right there aren't on the water. And then Bill Varney with his surf fishing game plans, he's got hundreds of people in his repertoire to tell you what's going on the beach. So I think it's just so cool. And whenever we turn somebody on to the community, Justin, they go, there's no way you guys are sharing all this. How did you get these people to share what they're doing on the water?
Yep.
Everybody wants to tell you what's going on. I don't know. It's kind of like when I got sober, I wanted everybody to be sober. I thought it was cool. I'm like, God, I'm sober. Why don't you all want to be sober? It's the same thing with catching fish. Once you start catching fish and you see how this thing works, you want to tell everybody. You're like, Pablo told me exactly where to go. I went and fished Otay Reservoir, and Captain Al told me where to go and how to do it. And I went up to Long Beach Harbor, and I caught a million halibut. Look at Ron V. Look at how you changed his life, Justin.
Yeah, a lot of people's lives change, or not lives, but fishing has changed for them. What's mind blowing to me is that the new innovative stuff that we're doing here at Your Saltwater Guide. For example, the underwater cameras. That is freaking so cool. some people are blown away on how much fish are actually down there. Even if you're not catching them, there's a reason why you're not catching them. But they're down there. They're all down there, and they're all loaded up, stacked up, everything. And in one of the videos, I sent Dave a whole spew of videos of 360 stuff. One of the videos, you can see a school yellowtail right here in the wintertime swimming by, right on by the camera. It's pretty cool out in the distance. So
if that camera wasn't underwater, we would have never
would have never even known that they were even there. Well, we did catch one, but we would never known that there was that many of them. And how much sheep's head, right? Some people are like, oh,
they're extinct.
Yeah, I get some people on the book that are saying, oh, I've never caught a sheep's head before. I'm all, what? Yeah, we can't find them. We can't find them. I'm all, dude, there's billions of these everywhere. Literally everyone, if you go out in 100 feet of water or less and you anchor up, there is sheep head underneath your boat. Just go and anchor anywhere. It doesn't matter. Just go anchor. There's sheep head. Everywhere you go, there's freaking sheep's head. And guess what's swimming with the sheep's head? The endangered, elusive sand bass. There's none of those anymore, though. But they're all with the sheep's head, where the sheep head are, because there's none of those. So there's so many fish down there. It's unbelievable on what you see with those cameras. I know you can go down there and dive and see them, but sometimes fish are a little spooked of the bubbles and everything. But with the camera, you get to see what's going on. We have, and I sent Dave also some more video of us chumming and what the effects are of us chumming with the fish under the water. You see them go like bat poop crazy. They just light up. It switches like a light switch. It goes up, boom, the fish are active, they're swimming faster, so on and so on. So
oh yeah, that chum wakes them up, especially if you got a chum tube.
yeah.
That's what I was just gonna say. As soon as Al gives you one of those chum tubes, Justin, and you'll get one at the PCS show for sure. But I want to start making videos with that camera next to that chum tube. People are their minds are gonna be blown. I've been teaching people for, I don't know, 40 years to chum, how to chum, the proper way to chum. And now John Stanley, he just joined us here on the show.
Hello?
He takes what Al's doing, and him and Tina, Pablo, you know them very well. They have a food processor in their kitchen. They process all the bait at the end of the trip, and then they shove it in the freezer. Then they put them in Al's chum tubes. Do you have one with you?
There's
right
about
there,
25 of them behind me, right in my garage right here.
Can you show somebody one of them? Yeah, it should be part of the deal always. You got to have one. I mean, Darren, John Stanley, you guys have just rocked those artificial reefs. Pablo goes out there on his charters and does it. There you go. There it is. That's what you all need if you don't have one.
A chum tube is a must-have, everyone. If you've never used a chum tube, I guarantee it's going to change what you catch. Guaranteed. It's going to make that whole. We see the live videos where we're putting chum out there and we're all staring at the back of the boat and you're all just looking at our butts hanging over the side rail, looking down there. We're looking at all the fish. It's like the aquarium of the Pacific, lit up with fish everywhere.
Hey, I got two sizes now. This is Big Bubba right here.
Nice.
It's a 9-inch, 9-inch by 16-inch.
What's on top?
This is the plunger right here. So this is the plunger. This goes down inside. And then the top is that. It's hard to see. This lighting is messed up.
Nice.
So the top just screws on. You put all your frozen stuff in there. And with this plunger, the way I have it is you don't have to chop up nothing, man. You stuff that thing full and this does all the work for you.
He'll have, Lisa, he'll have plenty of them at the show.
And then also one other quick thing is if you want to sink it, I made these lead weights where they go in the bottom of it. This is a piece of lead I made a mold so it fits right in the bottom of it. I think this is about 3 pounds. I haven't weighed them, but this is an add-on, $15, and they can come with your own lead weight. You put a long rope on it, and you can send it right down to wherever you want.
Nice.
It'll sink them out.
That'll be interesting when you see it under Justin's boat with the 360 camera and that thing laying down there deep. Oh, that'll be spectacular. Watch all the yellowtail and the sea bass swimming around it.
Yeah. All you have to do is tug on the rope every now and then, you know. You really don't even have to do that, but just tug on the rope every now and then, you're good to go. But
How'd it go again? How'd it go again? Got it.
Stop it.
He was just tugging on the rope.
Yeah, he was. Okay, gang.
It's code word.
We're coming down to the last few days before we all have to be on this Zoom meeting. Gang, Thursday, we're going to take the day off from the podcast because it's that important to me. My sister, Donna, owner of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing in Dana Point Harbor, she hasn't slept for 5 days because if this sand bass thing goes through, gang, it's literally the end of sport fishing in Southern California as we know it. Bait barges aren't going to be around much longer. I know that there's a lot of people out there that are just telling you, oh, I don't even like sand bass. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to tell everybody is you need to take out the word sand bass, okay? Even though they're using the word sand bass, we got to take out the word sand bass and we got to call it what it is. They're trying to abolish fishing in California. They're doing it very systematically. They plan this whole thing. And the easiest thing for them is we got a bunch of people that are more than willing to give them our fish. They just don't understand what's going on here. And they're like, well, I can't catch a sand bass, so that means there aren't any. I can't catch a lobster, so that means there aren't any. I can't catch a sheephead, so that means there aren't any. Remember that we're not allowed to fish sheephead, right? Here's what everybody doesn't understand, and I'm so angry about this because I go on these other sites and I see these people going, well, I don't even like Dave Hansen, so I don't care. I don't care if you like me. Do you like your grandkids? Gang, they're taking away fishing in the state of California, and they're doing it so systematically and so lovely. If you watch how they're doing it perfect. They're doing exactly the way they should do it. One little piece at a time so that you don't notice, and they get us all fighting with each other, and then they just take it away from us systematically at a time. I mean, how great would it be right now, Pablo, to be able to go out to all your different rocks and catch sheephead right now? It's the winter time. That would be awesome. But we're not allowed to catch sheephead. There's no shortage of sheephead by any stretch of the imagination. If you watch these underwater videos that Justin made, they're everywhere. They're everywhere, gang. If you go fish in the sand, though, in the middle of nowhere, yeah, there aren't any. And Tim Ogilvy, that's a beautiful picture of a trout. I'll throw it up there while I'm talking right now. And that's going to go away too, gang. You don't understand. They're taking away your trout. They're taking away Al's largemouth bass. They're taking away everything. They're doing it very, very systematically, and they're doing it so that most of you are going to fight about it till they take it all away from you with each other because you just hate each other so much that you don't care as they take away our fish. Look at that beautiful brown trout. Tim Ogilvy just got back with his boys fishing up in the Sierras. That fish is going to disappear. You're not going to be able to catch those because right after this sand bass thing's over, the 30 by 30 is back and it's coming and it's going to be done before the end of this year. What's 30 by 30? They're going to take away another 16% of the ocean and they're going to take away 30% of the lakes and streams in California. Gang, enough's enough. It's time to remove head from rectum, quit sucking your thumb, and let's all get involved. On Thursday, this Zoom meeting, we can all attend. And Pablo, if you have more than one device, your children's phones, your wife's phone, your girlfriend's phone, your boyfriend's phone, every single person should log on to this Zoom meeting. I'm done playing, and I'm done listening to the other entities in the sport fishing industry. Oh, Dave, you can't say that. I can say whatever the hell I want. I'm an American citizen. I can say whatever I want. I don't care what the industry thinks. Oh, Dave, let the process be the process doesn't work. I'm sick and tired of the process being the process. The way you old men have been doing this, it does not work. And you guys can't do it the same way you did it last time because they're going to take it from the four of us that are sitting right here. And we all have none of us want to go out and get a real job. The last thing Justin wants to do is serve Pablo a cheeseburger at McDonald's. It's time to remove head from rectum. Quit sucking your thumb. Every single one of you should be on this Zoom meeting. I don't care if you're in France, if you're on the moon, if you're in Israel, or if you're in California. We all need to be on here because it's going to affect every single one of us. Now, I'm going to show you a video that's going to demonetize this page because that's how pissed I am. I want you to understand, gang, this is real. This is the end of sport fishing in California. They've done it very, very systematically so nobody notices. We lost our rockfish last year. Now you got to go with Pablo or Al down to Mexico to go catch 5 vermilion rockfish. Is that ridiculous? Because you can't even fish anywhere in Southern California right now in 60 feet of water or deeper without catching vermilion rockfish. They're everywhere. But they took those away from us, and you all sucked your thumb and said, oh, that's okay. I don't even like rockfish fishing. Oh, Lord have mercy. Help us. Please help us save fishing in the state of California. Please, somebody. This is going to go a little bit long, so just get over it.
I remember the very first time I went fishing. I was 3 years old. I remember it like it was yesterday. I didn't know what my dad did. I just know he left for work every day. When he came home at night, he was covered in salt and scales, fish scales, and I didn't even know what a fish scale was, but they were all over his shirt, his pants, his belt. I remember chewing on his belt when I was a baby because it had salt on it, and it felt good in my mouth when I was teething. I swear, I remember all this like it was yesterday. I know it's hard to think that you remember this stuff when you're a little kid, but I do. 3 years old, sitting on the counter. We're going on the afternoon trip with my dad. And my mom putting my shoes on while I'm sitting on the counter telling me we're going fishing with my dad. He was running the Some Fun off the pier, and the boat was tying up to the pier, and I was sitting on the rail with my mom holding me. And she's saying, that's your dad. And him coming out on the back of the boat, and him waving at me and saying, hi, David. Oh, I had no idea this was going to hit me this hard. But yeah, I'm 60 years old, and I remember it like it was right now. And then we went to go down the ramp and get on the boat. It was incredible, and that was it. I knew what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I wanted to fish.
Okay, this is the QR code that you're going to use to help save fishing. Can you imagine that is a chapter of my life that my grandkids absolutely may not get to enjoy? Your grandkids, your children may not get to enjoy that. California is on a mission to abolish recreational fishing. A lot of people don't quite understand this barred sand bass. They think that this fish is extinct. There's billions and billions of them. People just don't understand. None of this stuff's ever been done with science. They're closing down another recreational fish, the barred sand bass. This is going to be devastating to our industry, to our children, to our grandchildren, and anybody else that loves to go outside. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not understand what they're doing here in the state of California. They are trying to abolish recreational fishing, and they're using words like sand bass and rockfish and sea bass and barracuda and yellowtail and bonita and white sea bass. But there's plenty of fish in the ocean, gang, if you know where to go and you know how to fish. None of this stuff's done with science. I need every single one of you to understand on the 13th of February, we all need to be involved in this Zoom meeting. I put the QR code up in the beginning of this second part of the video, and it's going to be at the end. That is how you're going to log into this Zoom meeting, gang. Just please help me save fishing in the state of California, gang. Everything that you read about, it's all lies. This is the only way we're going to change this is if we, the people, get involved. I need everybody involved. Please be involved. Gang, I can't share any more from my heart than right there. This is devastating news to anybody that likes to go outside. You guys have been listening to Pablo and Al and Justin and I talk about how much fun everyone had this weekend fishing. If you don't know what's going on, if you think for 1 second that they're going to stop when they stop us from fishing for sand bass, that's just another piece in their phenomenal puzzle that they're making. Then they're going to come after the lobsters, and they're going to come after the white sea bass. There's a bill out there right now that wants to take white sea bass from 28 inches to 38 inches. That's absolutely incredible, but it has nothing to do with these fish. Take the fish, their name out of this. Take the name of the fish out of this. Use the word fishing when you're sharing this with your friends, when you're sharing this with your grandkids. Remember, February 13th was the day that everybody on the planet Earth could stop this. If you're not going to get involved in this, then you're going to show the world that we don't care about fishing. And I can't imagine not being able to take my grandkids fishing, or Pablo taking his grandkids, or Justin taking Madden and Rylan fishing. And Captain Al, your grandkids would, if you don't help us stop this, your grandkids are going to throw rocks at you. We all need to get
They're gonna do more
involved.
than that.
Yeah, they are. We all need to get involved. Get your lazy butts off the couch. When you go to work in the morning on Thursday, log into this Zoom meeting. I want to see 30,000 people. It's going to be hard for them to ignore us if 30,000 people are on this Zoom meeting. And I don't care what the old timers are saying that we should do, because what they say, that does not work anymore. That does not work. Sitting on our thumbs, hoping that CCA can save us, or hoping that SAC can save us. We the people, gang, we the people are the only people that can change this. We the people, period. The other ways don't work anymore. It's outdated. It's all about social media. It's 100% social media, gang. If you don't know that, go look at who the president of the United States is, because a lot of you didn't think it was going to happen again, and look at who's running the country now. So we can change this, even if you think they already made their decisions, gang. If 30,000 of us show up on Thursday, and we had a guest on here last Tuesday that said, oh, I don't want you all showing up because I want to be able to talk. Those days are long gone, Sweet Pea. Those days are long gone. It's not about you. It's about us, we the people now, gang. So understand that. Thursday morning, set your alarm clocks right now. Grab the QR code. Be involved. For the first time in your life, be involved in saving fishing, because we haven't been involved. I've been in here business since 1974. I've never seen the outreach like I think we're going to have this time. I've never seen it, and I think we can change it. I really believe in my heart, or I wouldn't talk about it every day, and I wouldn't cost myself money. And I'm costing myself money by posting this stuff every day, gang. You don't understand. The monetization gets taken away, and I only do this show to monetize it, to make a living. But I'm, like my sister said, if we lose sand bass, gang, Al Clowers isn't going to pull up to the bait barge and get bait. There isn't going to be a bait company. If we lose sand bass, there's not going to be the ma and pa coffee shop. There's not going to be the donut shop. There's not going to be the bait shop. There's not going to be any tackle stores. That's what blows my mind, is that all the tackle stores aren't involved and all the sport fishing landings aren't involved. But you know what? Nothing blows my mind anymore. That's why I've taken the bull by the horns, and I'm running with this thing as fast as I can down the tracks, and nothing's going to make me happier than seeing us all on this meeting on Thursday. And just have it on your phone, put it in your pocket, whatever, wait for your turn to talk, and then make sure you write down what you want to say. Let's not be a bunch of potato heads. No raising your voice, no calling anybody names. This is it. This is our last stand. Thursday is our last stand. This is it. And then you're going to look back and go, there was this meeting on Thursday where they ended fishing, and I was too busy. I had a hangnail that day, and I was too busy, and I couldn't log on. It's free. It's free to log on, gang. And log on as many devices as you can. I don't care what the powers to be are telling you. That's not fair. Fair's on out the window, gang, if you haven't seen what's going on. How cool would it be to go sheephead fishing today, Al?
That'd be great. I got a lot of big old ghost shrimp that they'll eat right up.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? Well, it's not funny. You know what's sad is they're taking away these trying to take away these species at the best fishing times possible. Like right now is the best sheephead time you could be. The colder the water is, the better the sheephead fishing is. You know? And there's some big grumpy sheephead along our coast right here. Big ones.
And there's billions of little ones. That's the thing. They're trying to tell everybody there's no small fish. Well, there's zillions of small.
Yeah.
Take one of Al's chum tubes. Go with John Stanley down to one of those artificial reefs. Throw the GoPro over and put it on the bottom. Watch that chum tube hit the bottom and watch the massive amounts of baby sand bass that come to that chum tube.
Right.
None of this stuff's being done by science in any way, shape, or form. There's no science involved. And looking at someone's fish count, that's not science. My grandkids can look at that and write on it with a crayon. That doesn't mean it's science.
Right.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm sorry. Nothing has affected me more. You can ask Kelly. I am so wound up about this thing because my whole life's been revolved around the barred sand bass, and I'm bringing on the biggest guest in the industry to talk about it, gang. You remember, though, when the person that you're talking to goes, well, I don't even like Dave Hansen. Well, what does that have to do with fishing in California?
Right.
And I don't care if you like me or not. I do not need another friend. I don't need another friend, but I do need to be able to take my grandkids sand bass fish, and my God, it's the easiest fish to catch. There's billions and billions of them. Gang, we can't do this show, though, without Promar. Promar has been a huge part of your life, Pablo, Justin, Al. They do so much for the industry. They give back to keep fishing open. They do so much. Gang, you have an opportunity right now to save 15% on all the products that Justin, Pablo, and Al and I talk about on a daily basis. I'm going to throw the QR code up in just a minute. If you guys haven't seen Captain Al out there pumping ghost shrimp with the new ghost shrimp pump, it's something to see, gang. That thing, stainless steel, talk about it for a minute, Al.
Oh, yeah, it's state of the art. That thing is so smooth, and the cool thing about it is it works very well. It's smooth, and it doesn't. You don't have to use as much energy to use that as you would a plastic one. And a lot of people buy a shrimp pump and they go out and use it, and then it sits in the backyard for a year, right? So when they go grab it the following year, the plunger will be a little messed up, and the suction won't be good. Well, the Promar one, you just take a wing nut off and 2 Phillips screws, and it comes right apart. You order the new little grommet, slide it on there, and you're good. And you're good to go. And the exhaust, it has 2 exhaust ports. So when you're in the middle of your pool, it doesn't get any air. So your pools are real easy, and it keeps suction the whole time. And it's stainless steel. I leave mine in the fish hold in the Stringari, and it just sits down there. It doesn't get rusty or none of that stuff. So I recommend everybody have a couple, keep one in your car and in your boat, because you might want to pull over and get them during your trip. And in your car, you can pull up on any area along the coast and the bays and pump your shrimp. So you'll always have go shrimp. I have 3 of them.
Check this out, gang. I'm going to show you this little video Al made for all of us so we can see how cool it is. And Justin, I don't know if you've gone ghost shrimp fishing, but it is pretty cool. I was blown away.
Hey, what's up, guys? Captain Clowers here with Promar Ahi USA. They came out with a brand new ghost shrimp pump, state of the art, best one on the market. Stainless steel with beautiful features like these really sturdy handles. The exit hole is on both sides, so you don't get any air bubbles when you pull on your stroke up. And the end of it is really sharp, so it goes in the sand or the mud really easy. All the components are really accessible, where you can change the grommet and stuff like that. I've used a lot of pumps over the years, stainless steel ones as well, and this one is top notch. So I'm out here to show you how easy they work, and let's go over here and check it out. So all these little holes right here are ghost shrimp houses. So you go over the little hole and pull, and it's very easy. There's a bunch of small ones right here where we're at, but There's one right there, honey. See that? So here's a ghost shrimp right here. These are the perfect bonefish size right here. But just a couple pulls on the ghost shrimp pump, and we got some ghost shrimp. So if you guys are looking for a really cool stainless steel ghost shrimp pump, go to PromarAhiUSA.com.
Yeah, there you go, guy. That's the Ghost Shrimp Pump. There's the QR code, 15%. There's a billion products over on the Promar Ahi USA website. You see them on Pablo's boat, Justin's boat, Al's boat. You see me talking about it all the time. We'll all be at the PCS show. They'll have those Ghost Shrimp Pumps there. You can check them out. You can bring them over and have Al show you how it all works. There's so much going on with the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show at the Orange County Fairgrounds, the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. We were laughing about it in the beginning of the show, me and Pablo talking about Pablo showing up with our stuff. But you guys, Pablo will be there. We'll all be there on time. We're just very, very excited. This show is so much fun for all of us to meet all of you that we've never met before. We see all your comments. It's just a really fun time to hang out and meet everybody. We really, really, really enjoy the show. All of us. We have so much fun there, and I want to make sure you guys come out and see us and check us all out, right, Pablo?
Oh yeah, man! I can't wait to meet everybody we haven't met and see old familiar faces, and it's such a blast. I had such a blast last year. Never experienced it like that.
And then I got Bill's going to let us have the stage for an hour and a half each day. So I'm going to do my stand-up for the first half hour, and then I'm going to turn it over to you guys, and you're going to do Q&A and talk about whichever way it goes. You guys are going to be answering everybody's questions and doing what you do, and our booth is going to be right outside or right inside the door.
They have your number.
They put our stage outside, which is kind of cool because we're kind of loud and crazy, and we have a lot of people that show up. It's standing room only at our seminars, gang. If you've never been, you'll be blown away. But we're all going to be there. We're going to be having fun. Justin and I are going to have his son Rylan there on Saturday. We're going to be having our mullet contest. Pablo, how's your mullet? How's it going? Did you cut it off?
No, man. I got look at
the 36-foot.
I don't have the mullet yet, though.
You're going to give Joey and I a run for our money. Listen, if you win the mullet contest, you're going to win a free trip with Justin. Pretty amazing. So we're going to do that on stage on Saturday. It'll be roaring, laughing, having a good time. I talked to my little sister. Anybody that shows up with your children at our seminars, Dana Wharf Sport Fishing is going to be there handing out bags to all the children, just like we did last year and every year. We got bags for the kids. It's the best seminar to bring your children to. I never cuss. You never hear a bad word, even though we're all getting to hear Al's conversation. I'm turning you off, Al, for a minute.
It sounds like your conversation when we're live.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. I've been very lucky that we haven't had to try to make a baby during the show yet. But yeah. I forget to
all of you
sometimes.
The Kelly girl would be so pissed.
She's already mad at me for leaving it on accident while we're trying to watch TV. Oh, Lord have mercy. The Akara jig you see Justin fishing with all the time, all the nets, the gaffs, the gloves you see on Pablo's boat when they're pulling hoops, all that stuff is Promar products. Check out the website, PromarAhiUSA.com, or the QR code up on the screen. We're going to go over today because I'm just so fired up. I got so much cool stuff to talk about, and so does Pablo and Al. So if you have to go back to work, you better get skedaddling back because we're going over.
I wanted to mention a couple things about some of the products in comparison with others with Promar. So, for example, the ambush hoop net. Promar went over, above, beyond everything on designing this specific hoop net, okay? If you look at the actual details of the hoop net, how the net itself kind of sags a little bit, and also the top, sorry, my hand's bleeding. I have a napkin on it. So the top ring, so the bottom ring, there's the bigger bottom ring, for example, the 36-inch one is the 36-inch bottom ring. And then you have the top ring. The angle that they made that is not too high and it's not too low. It's perfect. That way it's easier for the lobsters to crawl over. Lobsters in particular are not climbers. They don't really climb up a whole bunch of stuff. They will climb up rocks, but a hoop net isn't a rock. They actually step on it and their legs go through the netting, right? So they're not going to want to climb up something super steep. If their legs keep getting stuck in the net, they're eventually going to just give up and go, I'm out of here, because everything wants to eat them. Comparing that to these aftermarket ones, the other ones, they're really steep. If you look at them, those hoop nets are really steep to get up. If you were a lobster, would you prefer climbing up something really steep with meshing, or something more shallow that you can easily get over? And then you can get that bait, that nice, yummy sardines that we put inside of the bait tube. The next thing is the bait tubes. So a sea lion's bite force is the same as an American alligator. An American alligator bite force is about 5,000 PSI. That is stronger than hell, in case y'all didn't know. That, if you've never been bitten by an alligator, let me tell you, it freaking hurts. I have been bitten by an alligator, and it hurts pretty. It's a good bite. You just gotta make sure they don't death roll, because then they start ripping off your limbs, and that's never fun. So the bite force of a sea lion is the same as American alligator. Extremely, extremely strong. They call them sea lions because of those big fangs that they have. It's like a lion and a tiger. It's a sea lion. So when the sea lion goes down there, you're not going to prevent a sea lion at all, no matter what you do, from going down and investigating what you have down there. But you can deter them if they can't get to your bait. So Promar again went above and beyond and made these seal-proof bait tubes. They don't call them seal-proof bait tubes because they wanted a name for it. They could have called them a bait tube, right? They call them seal-proof bait tubes because of how strong the structuring they made of the seal-proof bait tube. Not only if you go sideways or from the one ring and the other ring, if you crush down on there, you can actually stand on top of it that way. But again, Promar went above and beyond. And if you turn it sideways, you can stand on that too. And it can take the bite force of an alligator or bite force of a sea lion, and it's not going to crush that item. It's not going to crush that seal-proof bait tube. These ones that you're seeing that people are making on like 3D printers and stuff, that's just regular plastic. And that's also plastic that's glued on top of each other. You know how people that out there, I know there's people watching that have 3D printers. All it is a jet squirting plastic back and forth at a very high rate, right? So it's gluing itself together. Instead, what Promar did is they made a solid piece. It's solid. It's not put together. So if something smashes that 3D printed item on its side, it's going to crush. It could probably hold a maximum of maybe 200 PSI on a bite force scale, not 5,000 PSI on a bite force scale. So that's where Promar went above and beyond. They made things that work because they specialize in making everyone happy, and they specialize in making sure that all their products are going to withstand what they call for. For instance, seal-proof bait tubes. So I just want to get that out there.
No, thanks.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, that's great info.
There he is.
Stuff, it's functional too, right? Everything we use from Promar is super functional. And I know, Justin, you've and Al, you guys have helped them a lot with development of certain items. And we all use it. We don't use it just because, we do use it because of who they are and what they do. But what I'm trying to say is we're behind the product, and that's all you're going to find on our boats.
Yeah, we use it because it all works.
It works.
And these guys were using it before they were sponsored by Promar, which brought Promar to the table. And they were like, wait a minute, Al's already using it. Pablo's already using it. We got to grab these guys and get them online. They're on the show every day. They're out there. They're showing everybody the proper way to do everything. What Justin was saying is a perfect example of what we were talking about an hour ago when we were talking about how John Bretza followed exactly what Justin told him to do. Gang, it's the same thing. A car is a car. If you think your car's a Maserati, you can pretend like it's a Maserati, even though it's a Datsun truck. But if you have the other products that aren't made by Promar, and then you call us up and tell us you didn't catch, we're going to ask you, did you use the seal-proof bait tube from Promar? You're going to go, no, I used Jimmy Jack's molded booger eater one. And we're like, well, I'm sorry. We only can tell you what works because we use it every day. I don't know what Jimmy Joe Max booger eating one does. I have no idea, nor do I want to know, because we already did everything we could possibly do wrong. Long before we built a website, we were out there doing everything wrong. Now we do it all right, and the people that follow along with us and listen to what we have to say do it right. I know there's a lot of people that are making all kinds of garbage products today that want to get you to use it, just like the people that tell you to pour juice on your bait.
So freaking funny. That's the biggest gimmick, everyone. Don't go ahead. I don't want to get started with that.
Well, no. If you're gonna pour your juice, yeah, pour it in a thermos and send it to me, because I'll give you something else to put in there. It's ridiculous. And there's some, I don't want to bash anybody, but you guys know there's websites out there that are like 100%. I don't know, man. Justin, you did that nice test with the very absorbent down there, and
yep,
we saw the results.
I did a test last season. I used that. We won't say the name so we don't get in trouble. And oh my God, I'm gonna get you in trouble. Blah, blah, blah. Well, it was specifically made for lobsters. It was a attractant. Put the two together, and it was red. And they said, you have to use this. You have to. So I took tampons. I put it in a cup. I put the tampons inside of a cup, absorbed 5 tampons in there. I put it in a Promar bait tube. We sent it down to Davy Jones' locker at the bottom of the ocean. All my nets around it had lobsters. That net didn't even have a crab in it. And then when we pulled it up, the tampon wasn't red anymore. It was white.
Washed away right away, huh?
Yep. Washed away.
Probably be better using WD-40 than that stuff.
Yeah. So Dave has a story about that.
Yeah, the whole thing's a joke. And yeah, John Stanley, I know he was at your meeting, and I know they don't want us to come to the meeting, and I know they want to give them more of our fish, and I know that. That's because most people don't understand what's going on in the world today. And it's like I said before, it's not about fish, gang. That's what you all don't get. It's about controlling you and stopping you from doing your passion. They do not. All they want you to do is sit at home and watch The View and suck on a bottle. They don't want you out there seeing what's going on in the big old world. They don't want you doing what Justin does. They don't want you hunting. They don't want you going to the lake with Al and catching a largemouth bass. They don't want you going to Mission Bay.
We won't even get to the hunting part, okay? Because that's a bunch of baloney also.
Right.
I mean, not getting to that because that's a bunch of crap.
Hey, speaking about the lakes, they're trying to do the same stuff at the lake, and so I got this red hot spot at the lake right now, and I can't go there on Wednesday. Normally, Otai's open Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday every week. Well, they took away a bunch of days off the lake, so guess what? Wednesday is the second Wednesday of the month, and it's closed. So I can't go fishing on Wednesday to Otai Lake, which is freaking ridiculous.
The whole thing's ridiculous. And to think that there are people in the industry out there telling you not to call into the Zoom meeting, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in my life, gang. If you think, take a step back, forget about Dave Hansen, think about this is your right to fish in the state of California, and you're going to leave it up. Here's what normally shows up on those Zoom meetings. That's why it's so easy for them to take stuff from us. And I'm just being honest. There is nobody else that's got the inside track on what's going on in the inside than someone whose family's been so involved in this whole thing for 40 plus years. My father was one of the most influential human beings in the sport fishing industry. I can tell you what's going on behind the scenes. And showing up with 6 or 7 people on a Zoom meeting is not going to move the needle in any way, shape, or form. Or having someone who's ready to retire tell them that it's okay, go ahead and take the fish. I don't really care. Yeah, we know you don't, because you're going to retire and it doesn't matter to you, but it does matter to the rest of us. So if you think it's okay to let someone else decide what's going to happen here, then don't show up to the meeting. That's fine. But those of you that are tired of the same old shit every day, I'm sorry I cussed, and all the kids that come to the show, you get free stuff. But you're tired of the same shit that happens every time they do one of these and they take it away from us, and we all come back and go, what happened? It's because 8 of us showed up at the damn Zoom meeting. That's why. So it doesn't work. Like I said that day on the show, and I said it every day since, the way we've been doing it does not work. And I know the old timers want to hang on to what they've been doing so it justifies the bullshit that they've been doing, but it doesn't work. And if us all showing up at the meeting doesn't work, what are we really out? Please, Captain Al, what are we out if we all show up to the meeting and they go ahead and close it anyway? Then what are we out?
We're out nothing, and at least we tried. You know what I mean?
But
you gotta fight for your right in anything, and you know, with the fishing, it's very, very important. You know, I couldn't imagine where my grandkids are gonna be able to fish when they're in 10 years. You know.
And if you're
a good example is like Dave was telling everyone, if you're going to call in to the meeting, because you can, and you have your 2 minutes of fame, whatever it is that you're going to say, don't bring your outrageous emotions with you, because if it's anything like what the AB 3030 was the other few years ago, you're going to hear a whole bunch of tree huggers just bite your lip and bite your tongue. You're going to hear a whole bunch of tree huggers calling in. We have to outweigh that. There's going to be a bunch of tree huggers calling in. I'm telling you right now. You're going to hear them talk about how we need to save the fishing. We need to save the planet. We need to put all these wind farms out there. We need to do this. No one needs to catch 5 fish. People only need to catch 1 fish. We yada, yada, yada. Save that tree bark because that beetle's going to eat it. You're going to hear all this craziness from these woke-ass people. So just bite your tongue and just say what you have to say in a calm manner and how you feel about the whole situation.
Hopefully the system will withstand all this too. You know, it might blow it up.
That would be a horrible thing to happen if we were able to blow up that meeting. That would be terrible.
Not literally.
No, but everybody shows up and the system can't handle all the traffic.
Hell yeah.
That's what happened at one of the freshwater San Diego City Lakes things. Everybody went on the Zoom meeting and froze it.
Okay. Yeah. And that's way better than no one showing up. 3 old men getting to talk up there about stuff that they really don't even know anything about.
Yeah. Right. Brent said that about doing everyone slow down and do surveys. Great idea, but I think it should be a third-party surveyor.
No, I believe in my heart that there should be science, but a fish count's not science.
No, and you can't do a fish count on a migratorial fish. Just doesn't work. It doesn't work.
But like I'm going to keep saying, this isn't about the name of the fish. That's where you guys are getting too caught up in this. That's where he got lost the other day. This is about controlling you and stopping you from your God-given right to fish. You saw when Michael Folks is on here on Tuesdays, the founders of the United States of America were outdoorsmen and fishermen. They wrote the Declaration of Independence inside that hidden fish camp, the oldest fishing club in the world. They wrote the Declaration of Independence in there. Our forefathers wanted us to fish. Our forefathers weren't woke. Our forefathers understand how important it is to go outside and fish, gang. You guys got to quit getting hung up on. I know that we're using the word sand bass, and I have it on the screen, but that's not what it's about. I'm sorry. All I got is my honesty. And all I know is that there's nobody else doing a podcast 6 days a week that has any knowledge of the inner workings of these meetings. And you might think I don't, but you'd be surprised at who calls me every single day when we come off of this show, or every morning before we do the show. The people that are calling me would blow your mind. You'd go, why are they calling you? Because I got the biggest mouth in the industry. That's why. And I'm going to be on 3 podcasts tomorrow. Okay, that's how important this is. I'm going to do my podcast. Right after my podcast, I'm going to be on another podcast. Right after that podcast, I'm going to be on another podcast. And right after that, I'm going to be on another podcast. And these are podcasts that aren't in California. But these are people that understand. These are big names that are going to have me on their podcast. I'm not going to say them because they didn't tell me I could say them. But I'm going to be on their podcast live, because they understand how important it is and what's going on and how they're trying to take away our rights to fish. And they have a vested interest in this in Texas, in Australia, and in Florida. So they all want me to come on there and talk about this because it's absolutely real. And I can't talk about it enough. I'm so wound up, and I could start crying at any given second. I know my father's crying up there. Every time it rains, those are his tears coming down because he can't believe that you guys are willing to give him your fish. And like the guy said last Tuesday, he's all, I'm cool if they take. I mean, I only like to eat one fish. When they took our fish from 10 to 5, I was screaming at the top of the mountains because I like to eat bass for breakfast. I like to eat bass for lunch. I have a sensible snack in the middle of the day, which is bass, and then I have bass for dinner. So how in the hell can you tell me I don't need 10? That's the most.
Bass tacos, bass burritos, bass enchiladas.
And why are you trying to control what I eat? That's the big question. Just like when they tried to put a tax on those 32-ounce sodas that you get at the convenience store. Hey, if you want to be a big fat slob and drink giant sodas, I don't care. I'm not going to tax you. I don't even care. Why are you so worried about what I eat or how many fish I eat? It's none of your damn business. What happened to America? What happened to freedom of speech and the freedom to do whatever the hell you want to do? I don't understand it. I don't need a babysitter. I'm 63. Whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to do no matter what. Unless you don't allow me to fish, then we're going to have a little problem.
Yeah. So.
And I'm going to be on Cliff Gray's podcast tomorrow, Wednesday night, because Cliff Gray is a big-time hunter, diver. He's the guy that takes Joe Rogan elk hunting. He is super pissed when he found out about this. So he's bringing me on. We're going to do his show live. So Cliff Gray's got a phenomenal live podcast. We're going to be talking about this because just like Justin, all his hunting buddies, and these guys are big-time advocates of keeping America open to hunting, they know that whatever happens in California, it's going to affect them tremendously. And if they take away our sand bass, it'll have a giant effect on their elk and their deer and all that.
So, Dave, you're only talking about right now, and I don't want to get too deep into all this, but you're only talking about right now about this sand bass and fishing thing. You never once mentioned on that same bill the whole thing they're going to be talking about. There's hunting as well. So those of you that are hunting D3 and D5, good luck, because they're taking that away from you. Congratulations. So just letting you know. Absolutely crazy.
Hey, yeah. I just got an email. This is so the San Diego City Lakes is the call to action email tonight at 6:00 p.m. about budget, because the reason why Otay Lakes is closed on Wednesday is because of budgets, because a certain department has all the money and they won't fund the lakes and blah, 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 blah. So the lakes are fighting just as hard as the saltwater. It's crazy what's going on. They're trying to take away all the stuff at the lakes and all the fishing in the ocean. It's ridiculous.
Looks like we're all going to be breaking the law.
Yeah. We need to do that like 4 days a week, right?
Yeah, but here's the deal. If nobody shows up to the Zoom meeting, I guarantee you no one's going to show up to back you guys. If we all go to the lake, there'll be 2 of us there, and it'll be very easy for them to arrest us.
Yep.
If we don't get behind this gang, you know, I thought about that when the MPAs and I was running half-day boats and all that stuff, and I was like, we just need to all go fish in Laguna. If 25 sport boats showed up in Laguna tomorrow morning, they can't. Maybe they could write us all a ticket, and then we'll go to court. But you know what? Can't get 5 guys to agree on nothing in the fishing industry. We're ready to kill each other. I guarantee you there's a bunch of guys that do it for a living right now that are watching this that want to kill me right now because I'm telling you guys to show up to the meeting, which is the most ridiculous thing you could ever think of.
I think what we really should be fighting for is saving the fish, right? But in the right way. So
saving them, there's no problem with them. There's billions of them.
No, sea lions.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. See, there's a sea lion issue. It needs to be handled. It needs to be taken care of. You don't have to kill every sea lion. Do like what I said before. Put out tags, $500 tags. You have 10,000 tags every single year. You can go shoot sea lions. You can get it. You can eat it. People in Alaska and stuff, they eat sea lions. How do you know they're not good? No one knows until you try it. That kind of situation. Put a quota on the tags and go out there and start regulating them. The other thing is urban runoff. The thought I had is, you know, they built this train to nowhere. There's a bullet train to nowhere with billions of dollars, and then Newsom also lost these billions of dollars. Well, instead, what he could have done is he could have put a system in all the rivers and canals that run into the ocean, which could be a 3-stage filtration system, which filters the water that goes from these canals and rivers into the ocean. It cleans it out maybe 75%. That's better than 0. So if they did some kind of filtration system, maybe like a 3-stage dam or something like that, and they use that money that they built that train to nowhere, that would help out a lot of things, because then the kelp will start growing better. As everyone's seen this year, there's kelp all over the place except for the MLPAs because sea urchins eat them all. You see the kelp everywhere this year. That's great, but as soon as this rain came, now you're seeing kelp floating everywhere. All that urban runoff is killing all the kelp. So that's a habitat for fish. So once we handle those, I think everything will start booming big time.
I believe in my heart we got to save this. This is what's on our agenda right now. Al, I got your email. I'm going to post that as soon as we come off of here. And that's just one more thing. To think that they don't have any money, even though we're the most taxed state in America. The most taxed state in America doesn't have enough money to keep a public lake open. That's pretty sad. That's pretty unbelievable. It's just, and the sea lion thing, I'm going to be on April Volke's podcast on Tuesday night. We're going to be talking sand bass. We have some Native Americans going to join us. We have some people from the scientific world joining us. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be talking about those sea lions for the first time in an open conversation with the opposition side. So you know I'm going to have a good time with that one. We're making a lot of noise, gang. People are starting to pay attention, and it's because of this phenomenal audience we have over here at Your Saltwater Guide, the podcast, the website. Pablo, Justin, and Al posting all the great posts and building this awareness. And what it is all about is awareness, everybody. It's just about you all being aware of what's really going on. I think I'm not trying to take anything away from these old timers that have been doing this, trying to save this fishery for so long. They have a great, they are doing a great job inside of their restrictions of what they can and can't do. I don't think they have an understanding of social media, to be perfectly honest. I think the whole sport fishing industry has no understanding of social media, because if they did, all it would take is one company to understand it and they would rock the thing. You see very few posts from any of them about any of this, which I just don't understand. I don't know why we're not everyone shouting from the top of the mountain. I want you all to share this with everybody you know. We're going to be back on the show tomorrow with Michael Folks, the history of sport fishing. We're going to bring Brian in, show some pictures. If Pablo or Al or Justin want to join us tomorrow with Michael, that would be fun. You guys, you have passed. Come on whenever you want. I'd love to see you guys with us tomorrow with Michael Folks. He's always great to have on the show. He's my co-host on Tuesdays. I got to take my cat to the doctor right now and get its stitches out. Kelly girl said our appointment was an hour and a half ago, and I missed it. But I'm passionate about this. I don't want to lose fishing, gang. I just don't want to lose fishing.
Yeah. Hey, it's Mexico time. Tell them, Dave. You're right on time. It's Mexico time, brother.
Yeah,
I know all about that over here.
So thank you all very much. And if what we're doing doesn't work, what are we really out? I don't want to sit on my hands and wait for someone else to try to figure it out because it hasn't worked yet for me.
And my thing is also there's no negotiations.
Right. Oh, you're not allowed to ask a question on this show.
No negotiations. It's no, you're not taking it away, period.
Yeah, I don't think we should give them a fish. When you say you're going to give them another fish, they're like, well, shit, they're willing to give up a fish. Let's just take them all.
Yeah.
But that's my thought process. I don't know nothing.
Yep. So this Sunday, everyone, I have 3 spots open. I thought I had one spot already taken, but I just got 1 spot taken. So I have 3 spots open, $220 per person. Lisa's putting this all together, and Rylan will probably be joining us.
No way, Deckhand Rylan?
Yep.
Oh, he'll be so tired.
I know he'll be all right. Deckhand Rylan may be joining us. That'll be a lot of fun. Let me know. My phone number is 951-703-9442.
Pablo, give him your number before we leave, and then Al, and we're done.
619-431-3070. Let's go Sunday. We'll try to get on live too. See what we're doing in Mission Bay and Long Beach.
Fishing trips with me. Don't forget about that $200 discount on a 3/4 day and the full day. 619-800-FISH 3474. 619-800-FISH. If you forget the last 4 numbers.
All right, you guys, thanks for being on the show with us today. Adios.